Workshop meeting of the Council Bluffs Community School District Board of Trustees to order. Ms. Ostrowski, please call the roll.
Yes, Mr. Kozier.
Present.
Ms. Myers.
Here.
Dr. Rosello.
Present.
Mr. Peters.
Present.
Ms. Greiner.
Present.
Ms. Hardiman.
Here.
Mr. Tripp.
Here. If you would all stand with me for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, can I get approval of tonight's agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Thank you. A second.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Can I get approval of the minutes from the work session and workshop business meetings of December 12th, 2023?
I will move to approve the minutes from the work session and workshop meetings from December 12th, 2023,
Thank
as
you.
presented.
Thank you. And a second?
A second.
Thank you, Ms. Greiner. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. This is the portion of our meeting where we are allowed public participation. I do not have any public participants tonight. As you know, school was closed and it's pretty bare here today, so enjoying our very hybrid meeting. We will move on. Dr. Murillo, Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Tripp. At this time, I'm going to invite Ms. Colmine to join me in a presentation. Tonight, we're going to present for the board and the community on our work-based learning. I couldn't be more prouder of the work that Ms. Colmine and her team and Dr. Matthews, in partnership with her, have done around this topic. I know it is a topic that is really growing across the nation, but has been really kind of the core of our work, especially with Future Ready Iowa. So Ms. Colmine, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Murillo, and good evening to everybody on the call, and especially to our Board of Education. I appreciate the opportunity to provide information regarding work-based learning in our district. This presentation will focus in on high school work-based learning experiences and their impact. I will also share a couple experiences our middle school students will have an opportunity to participate in second semester this school year towards the end of the presentation as well. And John, are people able to see the actual presentation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. We have 4 district strategic goals that our district and schools work toward each day. And work-based learning directly aligns to district strategic goal 2, which is to guarantee each graduate is future ready. It also supports every student graduating with a high school diploma and a second credential, as it intentionally connects content learning to careers. It bridges student connections to community industry leaders and provides hands-on learning to guide career and academic planning. Our work-based learning vision is to provide high-quality work-related experiences for all of our students within the district. And this vision enhances each student's experience in their career and academic 4-year high school plan, their chosen Diploma Plus One pathway. It provides work-related experiences for our students, and it also helps build the talent pipeline in high-skill, high-wage, and in-demand career fields. The definition of work-based learning is that it includes a continuum of structured educational activities utilizing the partnership between industry and education to engage student learning. Work-based learning is a progression through awareness, exploration, preparation, and training to support student learning for future success.
Hey, Melissa, could you hold just a second? I got to check something on the stream.
And Melissa, is your camera off because you're worried about the video presentation?
I am, because I cannot see it.
Okay,
And John is clicking for me.
okay. Would you be able to see anything if you put your camera on?
Let me see. No, I do not.
Okay. Okay, well, it's okay to leave your camera on. If John's clicking it and you feel more comfortable, it might be easier for us to relate to you seeing you with the presentation, even though you can't see us.
Okay.
John was telling her if she drove it and the video wouldn't work, to turn her camera off, to see if that would help with the video that we have embedded. Have you figured it out yet, John, the streaming?
Yeah, I was just texting Diane to make sure what I started has actually started.
Has it started, Diane?
I need to hear from Bryce one moment.
Okay,
I can see it now. It just appeared. Presentation did.
perfect. Good.
Okay. So then, John, do you want to advance one slide for me, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So on the left-hand slide, you can see specific examples of each work-based learning area, and then also the progression from awareness, exploration, preparation, and training. And I am happy to provide a few examples and some context of these experiences that are happening in our school. So at the awareness stage, and a picture should be coming. There we go. We have a picture of our healthcare exploration students learning from the Children's Nebraska Hospital Transport team about their career paths and their career. And you can see the students are sitting in the back of the transport ambulance. At the exploration stage, we have a picture of our annual Crew Career Fair at Thomas Jefferson High School, and both of our high schools participate in Crew Week each fall, which stands for College Career Readiness Education Week. It is a week-long event, and this picture shows an interactive booth at the career fair. Then at the preparation stage, we have a picture of our CNA students in our CNA lab at Iowa Western Community College. And they are practicing their skills and they're checking them off before they attend their clinicals at the Midlands Living Center. And then at the training stage, we have a picture of our culinary interns. They're serving lunch at one of our principal and administrators professional learning meetings this past fall. And these culinary interns planned, prepared, prepped, and served at the luncheon. They've also interned at all of our business advisory committee meetings and also a black tie event at the Iowa Western Community College. Our district and all of our high schools have been really strategic in developing and implementing work-based learning for our high school students. We started with our Diploma +1 pathways, and this continues to be our North Star in all of the work that we do. Next, we did a lot of work to identify business partners. We partnered with our local Chamber of Commerce to develop new connections and also looked inward to our district business advisory councils and collaborated with our regional Iowa Western Community College intermediary contact. And not only were we looking to build connections, but also to educate industry on the benefits of work-based learning and how our students can be a benefit to their work environment. And then once we developed our business partnerships, we needed a way to disseminate information to our high school students. So we did develop some system supports. The first one is the ICAP. It's the Individual Career and Academic Plan. And we infused work-based learning within that plan as it's part of the student's high school 4-year plan. We also utilize Zello, which is our district career information system. And this was a very logical connection, as this system provides thought-provoking lessons and interest inventories to assist students in identifying their strengths, and also part of their 4-year planning process, which leads to their chosen Diploma Plus One pathway or opportunity. And then, of course, we utilize PowerSchool for our data tracking system for district and state reporting. We are very fortunate to have a large number of community support to grow our industry partnerships. Industry leaders recognize a need for employees with the ability to effectively communicate, to think critically and problem solve, and display professionalism in the workplace. And our district also recognizes the value in providing students with real life experiences to provide content to what they're learning in the classroom. And we appreciate all of the business industry partnerships that we do have. For the first 2 years, we evaluated our metrics on total experiences and students being impacted. In year 1, we focused in on awareness and training opportunities. The awareness stage allowed us to expose students to a variety of careers. And then the training stage allowed us to address the immediate need of students who were completing their Diploma Plus One pathway. And then in year 2, we were able to expand our work-based learning experiences in the exploration and preparation stages, as we were able to use the data collected from year 1 to better inform our work-based learning opportunities that we needed to provide students to be successful. Some of our top highlights from the 22-23 school year are our district had the first student complete a registered apprenticeship in early childhood. And not only did we have the first student complete the registered apprenticeship, but this student was the first student in the state of Iowa. So that was a huge celebration for us. We also started our first district summer intern program in the areas of informational technology and early childhood education. And this work that our summer interns did was very meaningful and was very fulfilling, but also fulfilled a need that we had within our district. For example, Mr. Stile and his team said that they would have had a hard time opening the school year and having all the technology ready in August without the support of these IT interns. And then for early childhood education, it allowed our kids and company to have the staff that they needed to run effectively. We also started our first partnership with Habitat for Humanity and Builders of the Future. And this allowed our TradeWorks 2 students at both AL and TJ to build a house or a large portion of the house on TJ's campus. And you can actually see the house being moved earlier this fall to its final location so that residency could take place in that particular home. And then our number of student experiences and students impacted grew by over 30% from the 21-22 school year to the 22-23 school year. This is our data for this school year, and this data is obviously a midpoint for the year and does not take into consideration the second semester or our summer programming. But we are on target to surpass last year's total experiences and individuals impacted. As you can see, we continue to offer more experiences in each of the work-based learning areas of awareness, exploration, preparation, and training. Some of our top highlights for this school year are we had our district's first completion of a welding registered apprenticeship at Logier Corporation. And Rachel Swanger is the TJ graduate, and she's also has already joined us or will be joining us. And we're going to come back to her later in the presentation tonight. We also worked with our TradeWorks at Iowa Western Community College, and they built an outside shed for early childhood at Longfellow Elementary. And then just last week, we've been in conversations with Mr. Stiles and his team and College Elementary to design and build a wood shelter structure that provides year-round shade and relief from weather elements for their preschool playground. We also hosted the Governor's Liaison Work-Based Learning Tour at Thomas Jefferson High School. This was a great honor and celebration. It happened last September, where the governor wanted the team to go around the state and make different stops across the state where districts have been doing really good work in the area of work-based learning, and we were identified as one of those districts. And so that was really great to highlight our work, but then also to sit and have conversation and learn from other people across the state as well. And then, of course, we continue to have a partnership with Habitat for Humanity and the Builder Foundation to allow our TradeWorks 2 students to build another home at TJ. And so they've been working on some inside pieces for semester. So in January or early February, you're really going to start to see the house go up on TJ's campus. We also have our district's first semester-long IT internship with TS Bank. And this is really exciting because the student who is participating in this internship is getting their application and web programming degree at Iowa Western Community College. And the student will graduate in May with their high school diploma and an Associate of Applied Sciences from Iowa Western Community College. And the student will be the first student that we've had graduate from this program to get their AAS, which is a total of 66 college credit hours. And so that's pretty amazing for a student to have 66 college credit hours while obtaining their high school diploma. This particular student did start the program in 9th grade and was one of the first students in our Diploma +1 career and academic pathway. We also have the implementation of a district-wide multi-occupational careers co-op courses and facilitators at AL, TJ, and Canesville. And these multi-occupational careers courses teach students how to build resumes, how to prepare to apply for a job, how to apply for a job. It also helps them learn critical employability skills to be successful on the job and keep the job. They are able to earn credit while taking those courses during the day, but then they also can receive credit for working outside of the day as they are being supervised by an authorized workplace facilitator, which is at ALTJ in Canesville. And this will start second semester this school year. And then we are planning to add to our student summer internship program this year to include HVAC and plumbing. So we'll be moving from 2 to 4 diploma plus pathways. And you can see those on the slide, the early childhood education, IT, HVAC, and plumbing. And again, we have found that we have a need in our district. And so we really are not only just excited, but we need our students to help us continue to be the great district that we are. These are a couple middle school highlights. The Career Explorers Club is in partnership with our 21st Century Community Learning Center grant in Mr. Hamilton's office. And this club is for 8th grade students who are interested in learning more about career opportunities, Diploma +1 pathways, and our partnership with Iowa Western Community College. Students are going to have an opportunity to tour facilities at Iowa Western, which our teachers are teaching in the areas of health science, culinary, and then TradeWorks. Our Iowa Western instructors will be out there for TradeWorks as well, while also learning more about the high school classes that are going to be available to them. And at the end of all of these sessions, a parent night will be held to provide a Diploma +1 overview. And then we are also planning, we're in the planning stages of offering a career fair to all of our 8th graders. And this career fair is in partnership with our Iowa Intermediary Network and Iowa Western Community College. And so now I'd like to share a video of some of our students in work-based learning. This video was created by the Iowa West Foundation.
John, we're not getting any volume.
Hold tight here.
She couldn't have it on camera. It was so weird seeing it.
We're not like hammering.
I've always been afraid of doing something wrong and like maybe being judged for it. And this has helped me because I got to practice welding, and of course because I am one of the only women in TradeWorks, it motivated me to stay in the trade. I first started in construction, so there's construction, electrical, automotive, and then this is welding and HVAC. Because I have passed TradeWorks 2, I can go into TradeWorks for college. And you get to pick out of the 5-ish trades. And so I picked industrial tech. You graduate with a degree. So I'll be graduating with my industrial tech. As a senior, walking across the stage with my industrial tech certificate, knowing that it's just right around the corner, is so like anxious but so happy. It's weird seeing how schooling and the real life can actually come together. I work at a small company that does everything but concrete and roofing. Taking my knowledge from this, going over into helping like hang drywall and fix gutters and stuff like that. What's the problem, how to fix it, see if the solution is correct, and actually building the solution is what I've learned from TradeWorks. It's a really good opportunity to see if this is the right job for you to go into the trades. It's gonna be really fun. All you gotta do is follow the rules and you're gonna have a really fun time.
I love me some kids, and I love when they love me back. When I was in elementary, I bonded with my first grade teacher, and she has taught me different things that I am now going to take on with me for the rest of my life. So it's my biggest thing. My name is Stacy. I am 18 years old, and I was the first high school student in the state of Iowa to complete a registered apprenticeship through the Iowa Department of Labor. I heard about it through my school counselor. She brought up that she thinks that I would be a great fit for early education, and so we got in contact with Iowa Western. I come from a single parent, a single income home, so college was a really, really big worry for me personally, because I'm like, how is my mom going to pay for this, or how am I going to pay for this? It was kind of a struggle, and then I understood that it was paid for, and then that's when my mom, really sat me down and told me, hey Stacy, like, this is a great opportunity for you to take and to get some college classes under your belt. So working with Kids and Company, it definitely is a lot more than just playing with these kids. It is more so hands-on, but it's also creating bonds with these kids. Like, it warmed my heart knowing that I have helped these kids, and I hope that they carry this into their classrooms. I love my community, and I love when we can come together. My mind is staying in Council Bluffs. And then I hope that these kids take my legacy and the things that I taught them and move on with it for the rest of their lives.
thought I was going to work at Walmart for a while, and then when I got the internship, I jumped on that right away because that was a great opportunity for me. I'm really glad to be just where I am today. My mom, she was a single mom, so she had to pay everything for me and my brother. Pay was a pretty big thing. When you do a diesel mechanics, they pay pretty good. I first heard about Avenue Scholars when they came to our high school. I was really interested in it because some of the choices that they were offering, like that they would help pay for, was diesel mechanics. When I was like 17, 18-ish, I started my internship at Precision Diesel. I just started off doing pumps, like injection pumps and injectors. I just loved turning wrenches. My boss was really nice for helping me. Electrical was a really big thing for me because I was not really good at electrical. On Saturdays, I would come in, he would just sit me down and tell me like how I should do things, and like he would show me how to do it, and then he'll let me do it myself. So he played a big part in helping me get to where I am today. My mom was very excited about this when I first told her. She was happy for me for being like the first one in our family to go to college and actually pass, and I'm just glad I can make her happy doing that. Opening an internship is a really good thing. Sometimes it's about getting a learning experience and doing the things that they want to do, but get help on still, and like not be thrown out there to the wolves. You become like a part of their program, can go from an internship to a full-time position. I think the value there is really nice. It'd be cool for more places to offer it and be helpful for anybody that wants a job in the industry. This journey was amazing, and I'm happy that I did everything I needed to do to become where I am today.
Thank you, John, very much for doing that. And then to help close this presentation tonight, this is probably the most exciting closing I've ever done in a presentation. But I had mentioned earlier that I was going to come back to Rachel Swinger, who is a registered apprentice in the area of welding. And Rachel is here with us tonight. So Rachel, would you mind putting on your video for us? Rachel is a Thomas Jefferson High School graduate, and we were hoping that we'd be able to do this in person, but with the weather that didn't work. So if Rachel can try, I know she's on her phone. And then we also have Ralph Kleinsmith with us tonight. He is the Community Outreach and Engagement Manager at Lozier Corporation. So Ralph, if you're able to put your camera on, that would be great so we can see you. To close the presentation out tonight, we're going to recognize Rachel and also our partnership with Lozier Corporation. And so Rachel, this is the formal part of this. Rachel, it is an honor tonight to recognize you as our district's first registered apprentice in welding at Lozier Corporation. And on behalf of the United States Department of Labor's Office of Apprenticeship and the Council Bluffs Community School District, Superintendent Dr. Murillo has the honor and privilege and right to certify that Rachel Ann Swinger has completed an apprenticeship for the occupation welder combination under the sponsorship of the Council Bluffs Community School District in partnership with Lozier Corporation, in accordance with the basic standards of apprenticeship established by the Secretary of Labor of the United States. So congratulations, Rachel, on your amazing work. And then Rachel, we do have the formalized certificate. I know you were looking forward to actually receiving that tonight and having it in your hands. But then the good news of the bad news is you're going to kind of get two little different celebrations, because Dr. Murillo is going to work with me, and Diana will work with Lozier to make sure that we personally deliver the certificate to you. We would like to do it at Logier. So Ralph will work with you and your team, and hopefully we'll be able to do that and take some photos and use those photos and this great accomplishment as some promotion and advertisement. And so with that, do any of the board members have any questions for Rachel regarding her success?
And John, could you go ahead and close out the presentation so we get everyone on the full landscape? And hopefully we'll soon see Rachel somewhere.
I believe if Rachel or Ralph speak, they'll pop up to the main screen.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, how's it going?
Congratulations, Rachel.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Question?
Hey, Ralph. Any questions from the board for Rachel or for Ralph?
I have just nothing but praise that you did it. And of course it's from TJ, so some of us are real excited.
I'm going to make a couple of comments if that's okay, because I know Rachel will not speak on her behalf, but we really don't see many people. I've been at Logier for 27 years, and I can count on my hand how many people I've seen with her type of skills and talents. And I've never seen anybody come out of high school with those skills and talents. She's rapidly progressed to become a go-to person at work. And you can imagine our work is roughly 27% female and the rest is all male. So she's in a very heavily male-dominated environment that has excelled. And now she is the lead of her department, which the majority are male. In fact, Rachel, help me out. Are they all male or just mostly male?
All male except for Jada, who's the other apprentice.
Okay, Jade is the other registered apprenticeship from TJ High School as well. So the reality is they're all male, and Rachel's the lead for the department and does an outstanding job. So it's just not she accomplished the apprentice program. She's quickly assaulted herself into being the lead for a major department at our company.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. You want Rachel to talk a little bit about her journey?
Yeah, sure. Rachel, can you tell us a little bit about what the apprenticeship all entailed?
A lot of it was just mostly working there. I did a lot of welding. When I started in a very good department, so I got trained very well. And it was just a lot of welding from there.
Mm-hmm. Did you always know you wanted to do welding, or was that something that kind of came through because you had the opportunity to go to TradeWorks at Iowa Western?
Yeah, absolutely. It was TradeWorks for sure, trying out all 5 of them. I ended up really liking welding and automotive. And when I went to the Iowa Western and took the welding, I really, really enjoyed it. And I heard about Logier and I wanted to take that opportunity. And it turned out amazing.
Sounds like it.
Ralph, how did Logier feel about taking in high school students or high school students that were completing and graduating with that second credential? Was there any discussion around that, or how did you guys feel about that?
There was a significant amount of discussion. It really made us uncomfortable. But what helped was the fact that we were working closely with TradeWorks Academy, which we've been working with for the last 5-6 years. So we knew that the technical side of support was there. But as you know, the OSHA federal guidelines, regulations do not permit anyone under the age of 18 working at manufacturing. So it made us uncomfortable. Again, I go back to it that Rachel is the exception. I won't say 1 out of a million, but she's one of a kind that came in and has done extremely well, because we've had a few that have tried this program and have just not quite made it through. But she definitely has allowed us as a company to say, yes, this can be done, because as you well know, every industry in the metropolitan area is short skilled trades. So this is just another avenue or pipeline that we can work and collaborate with the schools to find those diamonds in the rough and bring that talent into our organization that we desperately need. Like every company desperately needs, not just Logier, but every company. That slideshow really summed it up very well.
Great.
Any other questions?
Any other questions for Rachel?
Will you thank him for it?
Well, Ralph, I really very much appreciate this from the board and from the school district, allowing us to be inside Lozier, taking some of our exemplary students and making sure they excel. Rachel, again, fantastic that you took a risk and it's paid off clearly. Ralph seems like there's nothing more you could do to make him happy being there. And you have a very bright future ahead of you. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Ms. Comine. Great presentation this evening, and I appreciate the work that you have done and led in partnership with many other staff members here in Council Bluffs. So thank you. And congratulations again, Rachel, and thank you, Ralph, for your partnership. Lozier has certainly been a champion for us, and I can't express how much I appreciate all the way back when we were building TradeWorks. You guys were with us and helping us with the shelving and all of that work. We just really appreciate you. We appreciate you investing in our students and the opportunities that are being provided because of it. So thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, and so now for our last presentation this evening, we have Mr. John Stile, who will be presenting tonight on cybersecurity and the work that we have been doing here in the district. So John, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Murillo, and thank you, board, for this opportunity. Before we begin the cybersecurity update, I wanted to take a moment to kind of fill you in on some of the calls and things that we received yesterday and today for our remote student day. We had 21 tickets, 4 chats, 39 emails, and 12 calls yesterday. In addition, we had 2 how goes it from students to our help desk, just making sure they were doing okay. Today, we ended up having 11 emails, and we did not have any calls, but just wanted to update you with that. So I thought that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, for 8,800 students. Not bad. Thank you, John.
You're welcome. So now I'd like to kind of talk about our district cybersecurity. So the cyber threat is real. According to the FBI, malicious cyber activities threaten the public safety and our national and economic security. How does that pertain to our public schools? Public school districts have seen a large jump in cyber incidents over the past 3 to 5 years. Not only do these attacks disrupt educational institution and our student operation, they impact our students, families, and teachers. Here's the heavy hitter. The average downtime is 3 days, according to the U.S. Government Accounting Office. So to kind of paint this whole picture for you, we have 11,287 active Chromebooks. We have 157 PCs, 172 what we classify as other. That's copiers, tablets, and other type devices. We have over 300,000 feet of Cat6 cable. We have 68 layer 2 switches, 27 layer 1, and 2 firewalls. Now, what does that mean? What we just talked about, each of these pieces and parts can have a cyber attack against them. According to the Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center, 29% of all school systems in the U.S. reported at least one cyber incident in 2022. In 2023, on average, each school district in the U.S. had one cyber incident per day. This might be a phishing email, or it could be something of other nature. Some of the common tools used to comprise a school system are phishing. We've all seen this where you receive an email, and much like throwing a line out in a pond, they're really sending something to an email or a website just to see if you'll click on it. Ransomware, malicious software that attempts to block users' access to the system or take over control. Distributed denial of service, or DDoS. That's essentially where our internet pipe is overwhelmed with activity from an outside player, so we can't use the internet. And this is kind of new, and it's video conference disruptions. Fortunately, we have the Google Workspace that has done a tremendous job in ensuring that this doesn't happen, but it is becoming more and more relevant in schools that are using streaming activities such as we're doing tonight, and it leaves us vulnerable to either pornographic or hate images or even threatening language breaking into the actual meet. So our district subscribes to the NIST framework. That is the National Institute for Standards and Technology. At the center of that is governance, and then we have our detect, protect, respond, recover, and identify. Every one of these pieces, our technology department and also our district has to address in order for us to have a cyber secure framework. So our district's commitment to cybersecurity, data breaches, we have a modern and up-to-date firewall and VPN capability. For our denial of service, we are using Cox DDoS protection service. For malware and ransomware, we're using Fortinet endpoint detection, EDR, and we're using Fortinet enterprise management server. And then, of course, we're using Google Education Workspace. In addition, we have backup and recovery. We have a product called Unitrends that is backing up most of our data. And then Synology is actually backing up all of our Google documents. About a year ago, Google stopped allowing us to back up outside of 30 days. And so you as a board allowed us to purchase a product called Synology, and that allows us to back up our Google Drive for about a year, maybe a little more. And then finally, my team and myself, we are constantly getting updates. We utilize the multi-state or the MS ISAC service. And then our state also has a wonderful, that from the Office of the Chief Information, they have a wonderful, wonderful cybersecurity program that keeps us informed of ongoing trends. We use a service from Passport Security to check what we're doing. And this check is they do social engineering of our end users, which is a phishing campaign, a compliance verification, and awareness. We do workstation protection. They verify this. And then our firewalls, they verify where our VPNs are functional and useful, that we don't have any ports open that we shouldn't. And they also look at our traffic management. Recently, they did a check for us back in November, and I want to go over some of those findings. We had 2 critical findings, which were SNMP. They were outdated and writable. We corrected those issues. We had 12 high findings. That was SSH version 1 on 12 copiers. This issue has been corrected. In addition, we had 43 to low to medium findings. SSH version 1. Once again, we corrected and updated and turned off were not needed. We had 23 SSL and TLC certificate errors. We registered those and corrected them. Before I go on to the Google, I want to just hold tight. This was a very good report for us. These were minimal findings compared to other districts in our area and even to us a year ago before we started using the Passport Security team. So I was very excited to see that we were able to find these things and correct them, because in cybersecurity, things change from year to year, and you always want to make sure that you're staying relevant. Now I wanted to talk about the Google Workspace for Education. The Forrester Consulting Group did a survey for Google and found that Google's Workspace for Education gave us a 95% reduction in the number of phishing attempts. This is amazing, and it's a good thing that we have our Google Workspace for Education. But we wanted to make sure that our Google Workspace for Education was actually doing what we think it should be doing, and we also wanted to make sure we had it configured properly. So we partnered with CDW and Amplified, and they provided an in-depth audit for us last November. Here are the findings and/or recommendations they found for us. They found that we had 2 full administrative privileges for programs Papercut, and Securely. We found that Google Classroom had a new access policy. We found that there was new drive security that we could add. They wanted to make sure, and we found the data loss protection. That's back to our backup system that is now in place. And then they also did a verification and check on apps that are connected to our workspace to ensure that we're following the correct age of 13 or 18. All of these issues have been addressed. So the district periodically performs a phishing campaign. It just so happens that there's going to be a campaign starting in either January or February, and I don't want to get too specific because we don't want our staff to know exactly when that is. But if you recall last year when I talked to you, the main phishing email that seemed to get the bite was Chick-fil-A and strawberry lemonade. So don't know what it'll be this year, but I'll be happy to bring that back when we figure that out. I heard of scooters out there somewhere. So if you happen to be one of those that click on that email, you're going to you'll get to go to a training called Phishing 101. It usually takes 5 to 7 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at best, but it's just a nice way to make the staff aware of what emails they should and should not be clicking on. So our device endpoint protection, we are very fortunate once again. We are using Fortinet's EDR. This provides real protection, real-time protection for our endpoint or NPCs. The Chromebooks have this built in, so it's nice that we don't have to worry about EDR on our Chromebooks, but we do have to worry about our PCs and other devices. Our servers, we use an enterprise management server service from Fortinet, and that allows, or that ensures that we are doing our critical updates for our endpoints. And then we've gotten to, the VPN has gotten a great workout over the last 2 days, but it ensures when our staff is off-site accessing critical servers and software that they are on an encrypted VPN. I want to take a moment. Gartner is an industry standard in reviewing technology equipment, including firewalls, and they define a network firewall, the network firewall market, as the market for firewalls that are used for bi-directional traffic inspection for both egress and ingress to secure networks. The thing I wanted to highlight is we're using Fortinet, and Fortinet scores a high Gartner rating of 4.6 out of 5. It is actually an industry leader. If you look at this next slide, you'll see ability to execute and completeness of vision. They are in that top right quadrant, and that is right where we want to be. As I've told you in the past, we constantly have to evaluate this because Cisco at one point, their solutions were in that top right quadrant, and you kind of see where they fall. They've moved over a little to the left. And so I just wanted to give you a quick snapshot. So last Friday, for a moment in time, I just took, or it looks like I did a one-day snapshot, but I just took that moment in time, and our firewalls are very active, and they are providing threat awareness, port blockage, and all of those types of things that you'd want to see in a modern-day firewall. Just think about like if this is just that moment in time and the number of incidents that you're seeing over there, and yes, you are reading those numbers correctly, it is imperative that we do have modern firewalls that continue to protect our students and staff. So our cybersecurity verification, Passport, or Passpoint, excuse me, verifies that we're using, our district users continue to do the great job on identifying malicious emails for phishing. That's what we've seen so far. Port security, they check and our VPNs are operational, and we know they're operational because I'm getting those reports. And user protection, we have 2-factor in place. Devices are getting updated and verified. And then we have 2 backup systems that we test monthly, and sometimes more than that, depending on the need. In conclusion, the cyber threat is real and it is real for our district, but our district technology team prepares each and every day to meet that threat. Questions?
Mr. Peters, the floor is yours.
I did have a couple questions.
Yes.
Not a ton, nothing too crazy. So I know that as you mentioned, we use Google's education workspace, which is fantastic. That's great to hear about. And I know that we also have some other third-party services that we use, like you mentioned, like PaperCut and some other services. Now, as far as the type of student data that can be shared between like say Google Workspace and those third-party services, if there was ever a case where one of those services had a data breach, is that part of the requirement that they have to like notify us of that?
Absolutely. There are some state laws that follow in that. And then we also subscribe or are in the process of subscribing to privacy awareness through a national institute. And so before we bring software in, we do a review to ensure they have a 5-star privacy rating.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Because I know sometimes like it's like service providers, they're required to report if there's been a breach, but it's always kind of sometimes vague. I'm like, okay, does that mean you just post something on their website, or they actually reach out to their customers and stuff? So that's good to hear.
The vendors we work with, we have an active and open relationship with, and so even when there's things that there hasn't been data comprised, but they let us know if there's been some other issue, and we document those as well.
Okay, that was actually next question. Have there been any data breaches that have been disclosed recently?
No, there haven't been data breaches, but there are times where, for instance, we use PowerSchool and other vendors. They may have something where they found a vulnerability, and usually MS ISAC lets us know that in addition to the vendor, and they correct it. But we have not had any data breaches, at least under my tenure that I'm aware of.
Oh, that's good. That's always good to know. I feel like I'll probably end up asking that sort of question almost every year that we.
And actually, I think you should, because it is very important. And quite frankly, you hate to say this, but cyber is such an ever-changing, ever-evolving. That's why it's nice to have outside agencies testing, because you want to ensure that you're doing the industry standards and you've implemented all of those necessary precautions in order to protect our students and families.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Sorry, I had one more quick question. So and actually the earlier presentation with work-based learning, it was mentioned, that there's internships related to IT within the district. Have students that are either in those internships or also the student groups that are involved, like Cyber Patriot, had the opportunity to possibly work with the district in things related to cybersecurity?
Actually, we do. Our network analyst actually does some presentations for our Cyber Patriots. He usually has an outside consultant. In addition to, we've had some graduates that now work at other institutions that have gone into the cyber industry. And so, yeah, there's opportunities there. Now, I will say this, we will share some things with the students on our cyber footprint, but the interns get kind of an overall, like, generalist of our network, but we don't give too many of those secrets away.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Awesome. That was all my questions. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Stile from the board? Okay.
Well, that concludes our presentation.
Well, thank you, Mr. Stile. Thank you, Ms. Comine. We appreciate the presentations that you've given us today, and that ends our meeting. The meeting is adjourned.
All right, we did it.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you all. See you later.
See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Tracy.